You have to take risk a lot. So when you are acting out of your gut, acting out of instinct, a lot of times you may not have that particular set of data. You may not have gone through that experience or situation, but there is enough in you to recall on past experiences that may be similar, or you know yourself so well, you know the landscape, or you know the individual, you have a relationship or a partnership, that you're able to make a really good educated guess or decision based on that. So your experience and your intuition, your experience is shaped by your past decisions, your outcomes and lessons, and that acts as your compass. But your intuition is that inner voice, that gentle nudge, and it often knows before your conscious mind does. And there's such a powerful connection between the gut and the brain and our digestive system that it influences our mental state when we're making decisions. So you're probably wondering, okay, Andre, I understand there's a connection. I understand I need to take care of myself and eat right and watch all of these things. Probably need to exercise and nutrition. You talk about diet and all of these things. But what else? Like, how do I make the practical connection? And I'm going to say you're doing it right now. You're doing it right now. And we'll go through some affirmations and do some visualization, but it is mindfulness. Mindfulness is pillar number 2. And why is that? Because mindfulness is a way to train your brain, train yourself to concentrate. When your mind wanders off and you bring it back, gently bring it back to focus, you are training your brain, you're exercising it. You're learning to have control over your thoughts, over your feelings, over your emotions. And you learn not to be carried so far away with your emotions that you make poor decisions. So there is a fine line. It's understanding that we do have emotions, but we're not emotionally driven. We're making decisions based off of our gut. We're cultivating that ability to do it by training our brains to be mindful, to have more focus, so that we can cut off, drown out the noise that happens when we don't do that. When we have too many voices around us, either people, maybe there's opinions, maybe there is too many distractions, and it can really get in the way from making a good decision. A smart business move can cost you a lot, millions. It can cost you, your team. And then of course we have to be resilient and come back from that. But when you're mindful, you really start to operate in that mode, and you can detect when your emotions are running so high that you can't right now make a very clear, good decision. Show of hearts, if that makes sense to you. Show of hearts, if that makes sense to you. Awesome. So I'm hoping that even though I have this this background, that it's not too distracting. If you can hear me well, give me a thumbs up. This is my raw honesty. I'm coming to you because I believe in the power of consistency, and my gut tells me that this was the right choice to have my recording equipment and everything so that we could still be present. And that was a good decision, I believe, in the end. So we talked about the gut-brain-mind connection, mindfulness, and a little bit of the interplay of experience and intuition. And those, I feel like, are the 3 pillars to guide you and harnessing your intuition and cultivating that mindset of abundance. And ultimately, if nothing else, just be grounded as often as you can. Stay away from high stress environments. Stay away from anything that's going to cloud your mind. And that includes eating foods that are going to mess up your gut, literally can be a cause of mental health disease. And did you know that even not eating can literally affect whether or not you are depressed or not? Everyone who understands what it is to be hangry should be agreeing and nodding or laughing right now. But in serious conditions, there is definitely a link between your gut and your brain. And so I would hope that you take your nutrition very, very seriously and understand that when you take care of yourself, you are becoming a better entrepreneur, a better business person. And it doesn't end at your professional things that you do in roles. Obviously, it transfers over into your personal life. But when it comes down to making decisions, you have got to be mindful. You've got to watch that gut-brain connection. And you have got to draw on your experience. Just have experiences. And this is why it's okay if you fail. Because in the future, if you have a similar situation come up, it will feel like intuition is guiding you. And if you want to take it to the next level, then if you write down what happens after major decisions, especially what's happening to you emotionally, you can recall when you have similar experiences. You can flip to that journal, you can flip to that notebook, you can flip to, well, Shankar is going to have it in his iPad or somewhere electronically, and you can see what was going on in your mind, in your will, in your emotions, and be ready. And that's how you can cultivate that ability to think with your gut as well. So it is such an interplay of different things, but a lot of it has to do with using experience and intuition, understanding your gut and brain, and mindfulness. So I'm so grateful that you're here because you understand the importance of mindfulness. I'm going to read just 7 affirmations and then allow you to share your experience. Maybe you can think of a time when you trusted your gut in business and how it felt, what the outcome was. So if you could just close your eyes with me. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. Another breath in. And a breath out. Letting go of any tension or stress you might be holding on to in your body. Relaxing your jaw, relaxing your muscles, focusing on your breath, grounding your feet, feeling your back against the chair, and just being in this present moment. And now repeat after me. I trust my intuition and value my experiences. My gut feelings guide me toward the right choices. Every decision I make is rooted in clarity and purpose. I am an entrepreneur of abundance, guided by intuition and wisdom. I take care of myself holistically. I understand it enhances my business making decisions. I am open to insights and continuously learning. I'd like to open up the floor now to let you share your experiences. And while you're thinking and getting ready to share what exactly is that you recall when you made a decision with your gut, I'd like you to also click on my face or Shanae's or Shankar's and go to yougrow.club, sign up so that you can be a part of the personal brand challenge. Go with your gut and understand how important it is to have a network of people, mentors surrounding you so that they can help you with decisions sometimes that maybe you haven't gotten there yet. That is a great gut instinct to have. I've seen Shankar do it before. I've seen him save sales, save business by going to someone who was just in that moment knowing exactly what to refer to as in a situation that they went through on their own. And that can be a gut instinct too. It's not always making a decision. Sometimes it's the opposite of that. It's not, gut instinct doesn't mean you do it right away, like at the drop of a hat. Sometimes it's just knowing what the answer is and knowing when the right time to pull the trigger is or when to let go. And you may not have a lot of data to back it up, but you know intuitively it is the right thing. I'm telling you, when you surround yourself with the right people, that they help you to cultivate that as well, and you learn from them and you glean wisdom from them. So make sure you click my face or you go to yougrow.club to sign up for the personal brand challenge. I see Shankar, you're on the stage.
Yeah, well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. Coming from you from the beautiful central station of Amsterdam, and just wanted to kind of congratulate Andrea for pushing through against all challenges and adversities. She was there and is there for all of us, so that's really great. And I just want to say that when I look at the trusting your gut in business, I think that, you know, surrounding yourself with people that don't find any excuses no matter what. What happened here this morning is just a perfect showcase of what business feels like. You have plans, you do everything you can, circumstances are there that kind of sometimes prevent you from having it to go the way you want to. But there's always a way. You just need to show up. You just need to do your part, and inevitably you will find success in what you're trying to do. And that is also the core essence of the challenge that Andrea just spoke of, because you are here on this platform that can make everything possible for you, your loved ones, and your business. It can give you the power to do something every day that will leave you thinking and feeling, actually not thinking, but feeling and actually implementing your life's purpose in your business. And that is something which you can only do on LinkedIn if you have a strong personal brand that always conveys what it is that you can do for your audience. You show up, you educate, and you provide value. So please join us in the challenge. We start on August 29th, and all you have to do is go to yougrow.club, yougrow.club, and sign up, or you can click the face of one of the lovely people on stage. Thank you so much, Andrea.
Shankar, we're all waiting for your experience and how you trusted your gut.
Oh, well, I mean, I trusted my gut that you would do a great job. I didn't hear when you asked me to share my experience because I was on the tram and there was too much background noise. But I think one story that truly exemplifies trusting my gut is when I decided to start freelancing initially, right? You have a situation where you need to make a decision between staying at a job that doesn't completely fulfill you, or you take the leap into freedom and start being in charge of your own destiny, start being in charge of the way you do things. And that, you know, to a large extent will rely on trusting your gut feeling, because there's never a perfect situation. And then as your business grows, you start freelancing, then you start going from part-time freelance into full-time self-employed. Then you have your first employees, then you have your first big customer, then you have your first line of credit, then you have your partners in your business. All of that always takes a little bit of gut feeling, but also a lot of calculated risk taking. So yeah, I don't know if that was the story you were looking for, but that's the story you get.
No, that's great. That's perfect. Thank you, Shankar. Sinead, did you have anything you wanted to add about trusting your gut in business, or how it felt, what the outcome was, or something that would help people understand?
I mean, yeah, it's everything, but I think that it's only possible, number one, when you eliminate probably 99% of the distractions in your life, because how can you hear something or listen to something that's even silent if you're just bombarded with distraction? And then number two, a lot of people don't trust their gut because they don't trust themselves. And they don't trust themselves because they don't keep their word to themselves. And, it starts small. So that's kind of the first thing.
That was a gem. That's a gem, because, I mean, intuition in business isn't just about making decisions. It is a mindset. It's a mindset. And I feel like, okay, imagine a field.
And it's observation, it's not magic. So I feel like intuition is really looking between the lines. And, if you don't listen, if you don't observe, if you don't pay attention, if you don't practice introspection and really don't practice complete awareness, then how can you make a gut decision? I really feel like the gut really, there's been studies on this where it'll be, I think the most impressive one is jet fighters, right? There's been generals where all they see is two little dots on the map, where there's two jets and one is on their side and one is an enemy jet. There's no differential data. It's just two dots. And through their gut, they have to decide how it's moving a little bit, the speed, the whatever, whether it's their guy or the other guy that they're going to kill. And then the gut, right? But that gut, the reason why they can make the right decision a lot of the time is because of experience. They've already put in the work. And there's just some awareness that they know that that's their guy flying that dot, and they make the right call. But without putting in the work, without the experience, they wouldn't trust themselves in that decision. So it's a lot about doing the work too.
Yeah, and in those decisions, I mean, let's say in training, when they got it wrong and they failed, they were training themselves. And so what you say about trust is so true, because each time you trust your gut, you plant a seed. And as you nurture those seeds with your experience and with your learning, and in our case with mindfulness, then that's when they grow. They grow into these strong trees. And so definitely trust yourself more. If you're on this call, trust your gut, especially when it's going to lead to something good. In the case of the challenge, you literally have nothing to lose. So trust your gut. We're going to close this room now, and we will be back tomorrow. Show up, and we would love to continue talking with you. If you have comments you want to make, go ahead and make them on this wall. Hope that you have a mindful day. Grateful for you. Thank you so much for being here. Have a lovely, wonderful day. Bye-bye.